I'm really excited that we played MC Hammer this morning. I haven't heard MC Hammer in a really long time.
After months of mystery and Christmas music, Saskatoon's newest radio station, 96.3 Cruz FM, hit our fine city's airwaves December 26th. But the official morning show, the bread and butter of any radio station, began on the 2nd of the month and introduced, or kind of reintroduced, on-air personalities Karis and Joel.
It had been 2-3 months since I'd been on the air, so you feel a little rusty, you feel a little worried about what it's going to be like. For her, you were
2.5 years.
When you turn on the radio, it seems like Saskatoon already had its bases covered. We've got the top 40, the easy listening, the classic rock, the country, the news talk, and the community radio stations. So what does Cruz bring to the table that's going to make them stand out?
We fit in where they don't. We're the missing station that people have wanted for so long. And I think a lot of it is memory music. When you hear a song, you're like, oh, I haven't heard this song in so long. Strikes a chord with you, you remember it, you're taken back to that place.
Now, I've been listening to Cruz on and off, and I feel like I'm actually their target demographic. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and I'll admit, I've gotten swept up in the nostalgia on a few occasions. But along with the nostalgia comes a sometimes uncomfortable reminder of just how old I'm really getting, which I could feel was shared with the duo, but they championed it.
The station format I was on before, you may have remembered it, it was the top 40. And I felt really old playing Justin Bieber on the air.
Because he's 14. Well, not really.
No, he's 18.
Okay, he's 18.
You should know this stuff. It's important.
Yeah, no, I know.
But that type of music, you feel really old. And for me, that music was just completely unrelatable. I do not understand why someone would listen to this stuff. But they do. They listen to it. So I felt really old listening to that because who can understand? Who can relate to it? Now, this is actually a big relief for me because I'm playing something I like. So it's nice. It doesn't make me feel old. It just...
It makes you reminisce.
Makes you reminisce.
So the on-air light lights up and they go live at 6 a.m. But 4 hours later, when the light turns off and the headsets go back down on the table, I was curious to ask what they hoped their listeners would be taking away after spending 4 hours with Karis and Joel.
Well, that wasn't total garbage.
Yeah. I think that what we're shooting for is just fun, informative, with some interesting stuff, but I think the overtone is just a good time with real people, where it's not a phony show that feels like Hollywood. We're just people who live here, who do stuff here, who have thoughts about stuff that's going on here, and we try and make it as fun as possible to listen to.
And we do have conversations that we have off-air. Our on-air conversations are really no different from our off-air conversations.
For Go Saskatoon, I'm Curtis Anderson.